Happy Monday, Minties. This is the Uncanny Omar, and today I'm going to take an advanced look at the Thanos Zero Sanctuary, M.O.D.O.K head trips, and Star Wars Legions by Marvel Comics. So, please stay tuned. Okay, so the very first book we're going to look at is the Thanos Zero Sanctuary. Now, before I get this started, I'd like to say a thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us advanced copies of the books. These books are scheduled to come out on November 27th, and you can get them from... This episode is sponsored by CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off the cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. And check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. And for you Minties, Cheap Graphic Novels is running a special promotion. If you're a first-time customer, let them know you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. Okay, so the first book we're going to look at is the Thanos Zero Sanctuary. This one is written by Tini Howard, and it's drawn by one of my favorite artists, Ariel Olivetti, who has this very unique, almost, I want to say like Doom or Unreal Tournament type of art. And I've never seen his art look like this. So this is pretty different. So the colors look like actual comic book colors, and they're not using that CG colors that they use for like his Punisher War Journal, for example. So I find it pretty unique that they went that route with his artwork, because the colors are not done by him. They're done by Antonio Fabela. Now, Tini Howard, here, let me pass a little through here, tell you exactly what the book is about. Tini Howard, I'm not very familiar with a lot of her work. I know that she wrote the Conan, there was a Conan miniseries, and she's the current writer on Excalibur. And both were okay. So this particular 6-issue miniseries is pretty interesting because it really... Even though it's called Thanos Zero Sanctuary, it's more about his relationship with Gamora. As a matter of fact, there's actually more Gamora in here, like a young kid Gamora in here, than actual Thanos. And it's about their relationship together. And there are some retcon elements in here, and for the most part, you know, it was pretty interesting. A lot of different cameos by different characters. Some I will keep... from spoiling, but the book retails for $19.99, and it does have 144 pages. Now, let's look at the extras here in the back, because, you know, with these books, they always put in variant covers in the back. I wish this is the art style I was talking about, the Ariel Olivetti art style that I'm used to, this painted look to it, like almost like a Frank Frazetta, but for some reason I always think of like CG in video games, like Doom. I don't know why. I wish actually these were full pages instead of just little pages, little pictures, because I really love that Thanos picture by Ron Lim. And here's some other variants. Like I said, it's a 6-issue miniseries. There's even a Carnage variant. Next up is this book right here that I never thought would see print. This is M.O.D.O.K head trips. It's part of Marvel's, it's not even labeled as a complete collection, honestly, but that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the complete collections and the epic collections, mainly because it is $39.99, but also because of the huge page count. It is 454 pages. Let's look at the table of contents. You get all kinds of creators in here, all the way from his first appearance in Tales of Suspense by Stan Lee. You get Bill Mantlo, Fred Van Lente, Jeff Parker, and Christopher Yost, just to name a few. So the collection is all over the place. However, I want to say about half of this content has never been reprinted before in any kind of format. So let me tell you what's in here first of all. It contains Captain America 133, Incredible Hulk 287 to 290, Super Villain Team Up MODOKs 11, that's the mini-series 1 through 5, all 5 issues are included in here. Love this Bill Man. Hopefully we'll get an omnibus of that someday, right? Maybe after the Peter David stuff. It also contains Fantastic Four, the one-shot with M.O.D.O.K, Marvel Adventures, the Avengers book, number 9, M.O.D.O.K Assassin, the miniseries 1 through 5. Here's the super villain team up by Fred Van Lente with this beautiful artwork. And then material from Iron Man Annual number 4 and Tales of Suspense 93 and 94, which are his first appearance. So it does have the 2 miniseries, like the Assassin miniseries, M.O.D.O.K Assassin, and it also contains the MODOK's 11 miniseries. I don't think either one of those have been collected before. It's ridiculous, over-the-top villain team-up with a lot of talent. Like, I want to say he almost becomes like this joke character, even though he never really was at first. And then they go back and forth. Like, he's such a menacing force, and then he's also this goofy-looking character. Man, this is such a good run right here, too. And here's the M.O.D.O.K Assassin series by Christopher Yost. Of course, he's the guy that wrote and created X-23, along with Kyle. They both came off of the X-Men Evolution cartoon. And both of them ended up writing this little movie called Thor Ragnarok. But anyway, this is his little mini-series, the M.O.D.O.K Assassin. And it's got a lot of Asgard in here. So actually, let's flip through here in case you've never read it. Just wanted to showcase some of the artwork. And the build of the book, by the way, is very similar to an epic. You probably saw how well it was laying over as I was turning some of the pages. Now let's go through here and look at the extras, because I can't imagine there being too many extras in the back. Okay, so here are the covers to Marvel Double Feature. These were reprinted issues of Tales of Suspense, and here's another one. And then we have some internal artwork that was never colored. This is from the pages of Tales of Suspense 94, which is the second appearance. The cover to Incredible Hulk 288. It's really nice. Oh man, this guy's artwork is awesome. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Ladron, or what's it, Rafael Grampa. And there's the M.O.D.O.K from the Handbook of the Marvel Universe. That's Mike Zeck, I believe. And then this awesome cover here by Christian Ward, who, this is a variant cover, by the way, who did the Black Bolt oversized hardcover. And he's currently working with G. Willow Wilson on that book by Dark Horse, Invisible Kingdom, which if you haven't checked out, it's a pretty cool book. But anyway, this is M.O.D.O.K. And next we have Journey to Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars Allegiance. This is a mini-series written by Ethan Sachs. Man, that's a cool picture. This is the Force Awakens adaptation. I've never read those. But anyway, this serves as a prelude to the Rise of the Skywalkers movie coming out in December. Now, I can't flip too much through here in case it spoils things for people. It was a pretty interesting read. I've never really been a fan of these comic book preludes to the movies, like the Spider-Man one, because you never know really what to take in canon and what you don't make canon. But I wanted to showcase just a little bit, making sure I don't flip through any spoilers, of Luke Ross's artwork and how different it looks. Now, Luke Ross, he started off at Marvel. I remember a lot of the earlier stuff he did. He reminded me a lot of Joe Madureira. And then he kind of developed his own style. He kind of had a mix of like Steve Epting and Tom Palmer. And now it looks a little bit different. I guess he's trying to capture the realism, or I'm sorry, he's trying to draw a little more realistic characters from the movie, maybe, I don't know, or maybe he was just on a deadline and he was trying to crunch some time, so he changed his style a little bit. Another interesting thing about this is that this is, for the first time I've ever seen, has 4 variant covers. It has this cover, and then it has 3 other covers. I did an what's it called? When I did the upcoming collected editions in November, I mentioned that, like, I've never seen that before, that a trade paperback had 4 variant covers. And they're all connecting, too. And here's, speaking of variants, of course, there's a movie variant. Oh, and then some of the script is in here. Cool. And then this is what I meant by Rise of the Skywalker connecting covers by Marco Cicchetto, who I think is one of the best artists. And then other Star Wars books. Didn't even know Lando had a book. Huh. And that was the content of each book. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking any of these up. I never thought we would get a M.O.D.O.K collection, so am I the only one? If you're picking up the Thanos book, and like I said, it's more focused on Gamora and her relationship with Thanos. Or if you're picking up the Star Wars Allegiance book, if you're excited about the new movie and want to check out the prelude comic book before the movie comes out. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, if it's classy and cool, it must be near mint.